All right, Bobby, you're our intro guy.
Today is a special day, and today is a podcast where we talk about that special day. Hi, I'm Bobby Parker.
And I'm Joey Nickel.
Welcome to Today Is.
All right, we're getting. I think we're. Do you think people miss the days of the blooper reel for the intro?
I think you've cut out a lot of those, but yes, I think that little bit of chaos.
Yeah, right.
Was
we're a little too buttoned down now. We're a little
Right.
too we're a little too organized now. But that's okay. Welcome to the podcast. Listen, we're gonna get right into the subject. We're gonna go a little backwards today. We're gonna get right into the subject, and then we're gonna talk about other stuff because today's subject involves food.
food. Go figure.
Yeah, we thought it had been long enough that we had not had a podcast with food. I'm just going to press the timer on my watch because I forgot I was going to do that at the beginning. There we go. I pressed the timer on my watch. All right. We're going to talk about food today. Today's subject is National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. As you can see, we have some grilled cheeses.
Yes.
Which is, by the way, how you're supposed to say it. You're supposed to say grilled cheeses.
Grilled cheeses.
Yes.
I did not know that.
I don't know if everybody knows that, but you're not. Grilled cheese is not the plural of grilled cheese. Grilled cheese is singular. If you have more than one grilled cheese, they're grilled cheeses.
I don't like that. I do not appreciate that at all. I think much like a moose, a grilled cheese is both a singular and a plural.
No, the plural of moose is meese.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
No.
Actually.
No. No. The plural of moose is not a judge that was up for the Supreme Court at one point.
No, the plural of mouse is mice, and the plural of moose is meese, and the plural of goose is geese.
Goose, geese,
See, it makes sense.
Yeah, moose.
Goose, geese, moose, mice,
cheese.
cheeses.
Cheese.
Well, if you think about it like, okay,
Sweet
think of it like
Jesus.
this. Think of it like this. If you have a drawer
Okay.
of multiple types of cheese, you're not going to say, you're going to refer to them as cheeses, right? Like, oh, we have multiple types of cheeses for you today. Not we have multiple types of cheese. I mean, you might say that, but I'm just saying.
We have multiple types of cheese. What kind of cheese would you like?
Well, that's not right. Cheese is singular. Well, cheese, actually, I wouldn't even say cheese is necessarily singular. I would say cheese is
It's an
categorical.
ideal.
Yes.
It's an ideal. It's something we strive to.
Cheese is an ideal. I think we all can agree every fat man in this house can agree cheese is an ideal. It's something we look to and we strive to be like. And if there's more than one of us, they're cheeses.
Yeah, we want it. We need it. It makes life worth living. It's cheese.
Yeah, that's a commercial.
Yeah.
Bobby Parker.
My thoughts on cheese.
My thoughts on cheese. So today is Grilled Cheese Day. A couple things. So we get all our information from one website, and I forgot what the website is called already. I think it's called National Today.
Yeah, something
Or
like that.
you know what? So this is something I'll bring up later. But we have had some people say, "Can you put links in your notes, in your show notes?" Because you mention websites or you mention comics that to see, and it's like if you could put like even just naming them in your show notes, because they don't always remember after the episode's over. So I am gonna try to make an effort to put more information in our show notes so that people who want to look up stuff later can. So I am gonna put the website that we use for our reference for the National Today. I think it is called nationaltoday.com is what it is.
Yeah.
It might be. But I'm going to look it up and put it in our show notes just to be sure. But this is what they said about it. Every year on April 12th, food lovers nationwide celebrate National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day, a tribute to one of the most beloved and comforting sandwiches in culinary history. Whether made with classic American cheese and white bread or upgraded with gourmet ingredients, the grilled cheese sandwich remains a staple in households and restaurants. So that's their little thing. I will say the website I don't know if you've been to it recently, but it has bulked up.
It has.
The National Today's website has more information in it. It's got more references. Like, this is all I printed out. Like, this is all information from the website that I printed out.
You printed out a lot.
I did, and I would like to think it is because of us that they bulked up their website.
Yeah, that looks like my mom going through Facebook.
Yeah. I printed it out because I always forget things, and then I'm like, oh, it's on my phone. And then my phone's right. You're looking at us through my phone,
right?
So it's always up there, and I never have it with me. So I decided to just print out the information I wanted. But I would like to think we have made that website famous now, and they get more traffic, so they have been able to pay somebody to write more stuff about it. So we're going to go ahead and jump in while these are still hot.
Yes.
So I brought one, and I brought some stuff for a grilled cheese. Bobby was kind enough to grill it while I set up. Bobby, you did this all on your own. What's this one here?
I did. So we'll start off
Okay.
Over here. We've got a traditional grilled cheese. So
Very nice.
American cheese.
Very good.
Just regular grilled cheese.
Yep.
This is the one you brought, the Italian grilled cheese, which is a fresh Italian bread and provolone. Mm-hmm. All right. And over here, we've gone with what I just made up called, I'm calling it the popper grilled cheese.
Okay.
It is a Hawaiian roll.
Okay.
With some cream cheese, some candied jalapeno, and a little bit of American cheese.
Oh, very nice. That sounds very delicious.
And then on the outside of all these, a little bit of mayonnaise.
Yeah, so that's something we want to bring up. We both agreed. We both had this in our heads before we even came on the podcast. Mayo on the outside of the bread.
Yep.
When you go to grill it. The part that touches the heat, you put the mayo on that. You can put butter. I used to put butter on it. But
butter's okay.
Mayo's good, and it sounds gross. It sounds gross to put mayo on the outside of the sandwich, but it grills up perfectly and makes it nice and crisp. Yep. I like so. Just if you have not tried that yet, put mayo on the outside of your grilled sandwich.
Yes. And for people out there that do not like mayonnaise, there's plenty of people out there that do not like mayonnaise. It does not have a mayonnaise taste.
It doesn't taste like mayonnaise at all. It doesn't taste like mayonnaise at all.
Think of it like just like having butter on the outside. It doesn't taste like butter. There's no texture like butter.
It just really helps make it crispy. Yep. I was going to say it could be healthier than butter, but probably not. Mayonnaise probably is not healthier than butter.
Yeah.
Probably not. Well, let's do this. I'll try yours and you try mine.
Yes.
And we'll talk about them. So this is Bobby's standard American cheese, grilled cheese, which in my opinion, American cheese, if you're going to make a standard grilled cheese, American.
Oh yeah.
Yellow or white. I like them both.
I usually go with the white American, not for.
Oh, is this white?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the white American actually, and the reason why is because I prefer white people. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody clipped that. No, I like white American because the reason American cheese exists is because it's cooked from other cheeses, so it's just a blend of all the white cheeses together
with some other like stabilizing salt.
Yeah.
So it's more shelf stable.
Yeah, it's more shelf stable. So the yellow one is just all the yellow ones together.
Yep.
There's going to be cheddar in there. There's going to be so this is like probably got like provolone and mozzarella and jack cheese and stuff like that is all together. And I like it a lot. This is good, very good. Mayonnaise is good.
Oh yeah.
We used a special griddle to grill these.
Yeah, and the provolone and the fresh Italian bread. I love fresh bread.
Now this fresh Italian bread. Let's see how it is. This was made in the bakery at Winn-Dixie.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll see. I will say I prefer the Italian bread from Aldi. Very good. I eat Italian bread in New York. At Italian bakeries, and I say the Italian bread at Aldi is just as good.
Oh, nice.
I shouldn't say that. I'm going to get shot for saying that. Listen, it is comparable. I'll say that. The Italian bread at Aldi's. Now, this is Winn-Dixie. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Winn-Dixie Italian bread's pretty good. And to me, a good Italian bread is good enough at like, it's the way it gets crispy and just the softness of it and stuff like that, and it's a little bit chewy. I like a good Italian bread. This is pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's turned out pretty good. Provolone and Italian bread. Fresh Italian bread.
It is excellent. Now, I will say, like, the Hawaiian roll one here, like, the sandwiches that I've had in the last 6 months have basically been on Hawaiian, like King's Hawaiian roll.
Yeah.
Like that. That's about
So you can make small ones?
Yeah, that's about the size of the sandwich.
By the way, you put anything on a King's Hawaiian roll, it's going to elevate it.
Oh, yeah. So good.
It might be the best. I know I'm Italian, and I should say Italian bread's the best, but King's Hawaiian, that might be the best bread that there is.
It's so good.
All right, I'm gonna go in on the King's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
So you said this has jalapenos and cream cheese?
It's a candied jalapeno, a little bit of cream cheese, and a little bit of American cheese.
Well, this is quite good. This is like a jalapeno popper sandwich.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was the inspiration. And so
The jalapenos are good. I like the candied jalapenos. I'm not a huge jalapeno fan, but this is delicious. But I think it's because the jalapenos are more of an accent flavor. And most of the time when you put jalapenos on stuff, it goes like on top of things.
Right.
So like when they put the jalapenos on top of nachos, it's just too much jalapeno because it's the first thing you taste.
Yep.
But this is pretty good. I like this.
It cuts through some of that richness from the cheese. Mm-hmm. But I like it. So yeah, those were 3 really good bites. You can have more.
That was delicious. That was really good.
Excellent.
Excellent. I don't know why I said congratulations.
Now, I have actually enjoyed cooking things like that a little bit more. Like, if I'm going to have like two bites,
exactly.
I'd like to have 2 good bites.
Well, that was there was a lot of flavor in that. Yeah. That was good.
And grilled cheese, I will say, one of the top foods in my life.
Yeah?
Absolutely. And not just because it tastes good and it's easy. And well, probably because it tastes good and easy. That's like the one thing that my dad would make for me when I'd get home from school as an elementary school kid.
Oh, that's dad food.
Yeah, it's
easy to make.
Perfect dad food. Yeah, it was grilled cheese and tomato soup. It's a classic combo.
Yep.
Or we would have like a bologna sandwich and what we call Filipino soup, which was ramen with like stuff because our Filipino neighbor introduced it to us.
So I'm gonna say something here. I feel like grilled cheese is the white man's quesadilla. Like.
Yeah.
You get the same principles there. It's like the cheese is definitely the headliner of the dish, but you have the crispy fry, you put it in a pan. By the way, I am not a big fan of paninis. And I know this sounds weird because these are essentially paninis. But the way they make paninis is at least in most places. Now, if I'm making my own panini, I'm going to do it better, or at least to my taste. When you get a panini at a restaurant or like a food truck, they're pressing the bread dry. You know what I mean? They're just putting the bread in the panini press, pressing it down, which is good. It makes it better most of the time, especially with the bread that they use. It's going to make it a little better than just having dry bread. But I want mayo on the outside or butter on the outside, something to give it
that crisp.
A little crispiness on there. So that's why I'm like, paninis are traditionally just you put a dry.
Right.
They're just pressed dry. It's just a toasted bread. Right. And I'd rather have a grilled cheese than a panini. I'd rather grill it on a flat top.
Yeah.
Or a pan. Flat tops are going to be the best because they're going to retain some flavor and stuff like that. But if not, a good frying pan is serviceable.
Okay, so at first I was going to fight you about not liking paninis.
It's not that I don't like them,
but I get it.
You understand?
Yep. It's not as good as it could
now,
be.
Now, if I'm making a panini, now we had a panini press for a while, and I think you're not supposed to put stuff on the bread because then you have to clean the panini press more.
Right.
But I would anyway. I would just put butter or mayo on the outside and press it, and it would be delicious. But then I have to clean the panini press. But I think the one we had removable.
Okay.
Hot removable elements to then wash them.
We actually just got a new waffle iron that has the waffle thing comes out, and there's a sandwich one in there.
Oh, see now, so the sandwich press, same thing.
Yeah.
But I would do that with a sandwich when I was, in college or whatever, and we had so there'd be a roommate with a sandwich press or something like that. I would do that too. I would put butter on the bread, and then it would be better for the sandwich press. But the sandwich press, I still would prefer flat top to a sandwich press, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. But I think I would prefer a flat top to a sandwich press.
I agree. I think I'm a better cook with it.
I think I like I think the sandwich press makes the bread too thin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sandwich press is going to thin out that bread, and I want it just a little bit there. I don't want to press it. I want to have, if I'm having a grilled cheese, I want to keep it.
Want the crust on the outside with a little bit of the fluff still underneath that perfect texture.
Yeah, I think the flat iron is going to give it the best texture. So that's my opinion on grilled cheeses.
I could be down with that.
What is your favorite cheese to have on a grilled cheese?
So I
don't know if there's a right answer to this.
There's not, but I will say American cheese is designed as the perfect thing for grilled cheese. As much as I love,
yeah, you might be right. Although I like the flavor of other cheeses more.
I love the flavor of other
but it
cheeses.
Melts perfectly.
It melts so good.
You ever gotten like deli American cheese?
Yes.
Like the kind that you slice fresh. That's really good in a grilled cheese.
That is my all-time favorite. That and it's a little controversial because once you start adding things, like I was a little hesitant to add the peppers today.
Yeah, because then it's not really a grilled cheese. Then now you're a panini. Now you're a grilled sandwich.
Right, and that's why I qualified it here. I'm like, hey, we've got 2 grilled cheese, and
I would say that this still qualifies as a grilled cheese because peppers are a garnish. You know what I mean? They're an accent food. You slap meat in there, it's not a grilled cheese anymore. You put bologna in there or you put salami in there, it's still delicious, but I think we're not calling it a grilled cheese anymore.
So here's a tough question for you. What if you put the inside and it was pimento cheese spread?
And then grilled?
And then grilled it.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's still a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
I guess it's still a grilled cheese.
And by the way, I've done it. It's not great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It like
I tell you, I like pimento cheese on a toasted bread.
Yes, that is fantastic.
That's good.
Once you start cooking the pimento cheese, it's not
as good.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same.
So yeah,
All right. Yeah, I would say that's still a grilled cheese, but yeah, I like to get a toasted brioche.
Oh, yeah.
And then put the spread the pimento on open face, not in a sandwich form.
Right. Oh yeah.
On toast.
Good stuff.
That's the best to me for pimento cheese. And I have discovered that not all pimento cheese is created equal.
No.
So like I've gotten a tub of pimento cheese and it was terrible, and then I've gotten other ones that were delicious. I don't remember which ones are good. I left that to my wife. My wife is good at picking. No, she knows the good brands of pimento cheese.
The brand that is good is the brand that it's got the little South Carolina symbol with the moon, the crescent moon and the palm tree. And,
oh, really?
And it also has it also comes with jalapenos. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, I'll have to look into that. All right. So the history of grilled cheese. So the modern so it looks like grilled cheese has been around forever. Like everybody has been doing it.
As long as there's been bread and cheese.
As long as there's been bread and cheese in existence, grilled cheese has existed.
Yes.
But the modern version of what we think of as grilled cheese, meaning I would say sliced bread and cheese in the middle, sliced white bread or whatever, looks like that came about in the 1920s.
Okay.
Because it was an affordable thing and it felt like a meal,
Right.
It made, in my opinion, grilling a sandwich makes it a dinner sandwich. Then, you know what I mean? Like if you serve a sandwich for dinner, a cold sandwich for dinner, it's less dinnery.
Yeah, it feels like you're slacking.
You can trick your brain into thinking you're having a dinner meal if you grill it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
My concern though is this: it never really touches a grill.
What?
The sandwich altogether,
the sandwich
it's
itself?
griddled. It's griddled.
Yeah, that's true.
It's on a stove.
pan fried.
Yeah, pan fried.
Yeah, it's more pan
sandwich.
fried. That's true. It is called a grilled cheese sandwich, but nobody's actually putting it on a grill.
Yeah.
Nobody's. It's actually not being grilled. That's true.
Yeah, it's a griddled cheese sandwich. Maybe.
Now, I wonder what it would taste like if you actually did grill a grilled cheese sandwich. Like you put it on put it on a grate with coals. Probably wouldn't be as good. I don't think.
I can't see it being good. Like I've had okay like garlic bread from a grill, but it's not as good as the sandwich would be here.
Yeah, that's interesting. I guess it's not technically grilled. It's pan fried or griddled.
Griddled, yeah.
Here are some fun facts about grilled cheese sandwiches.
All right.
So April is National Grilled Cheese Month, just in case you didn't know, which is why right in the middle of April they have Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
And 420.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. I bet there's a lot of grilled cheeses made on April 20th.
Yes. Yeah, that's another day that
I'm sure, a
celebrate.
grilled cheese day,
Yes.
April 20th. The world's largest grilled cheese sandwich weighed 3,000 pounds and was made in the year 2000.
Jeez, oh, Pete. In the year 2000.
Yeah, I mean, and nobody's tried to beat it, huh? In 25 years, nobody's tried to beat
probably
3,000 pounds
because they're just now able to like send it out the other way, man. That you know how much 3,000
that's a
pounds
lot
would
of
block
cheese.
you up?
Yeah, that's a lot of stoppage in the intestines. The most expensive grilled cheese sandwich sold for $28,000. Okay, did you see the note?
No.
Take a guess on why it sold for $28,000. It's stupid. It's the dumbest thing.
$28,000.
And if you're offended by me saying this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, then you're stupid. Just so you know.
And you're no longer allowed to watch the podcast.
No, keep watching the podcast. We need the listeners.
Okay. $28,000.
$28,000. It's the dumbest reason.
The cheese was aged for 100 years.
Nope.
By
Way dumber than that. That would at least make sense.
Okay.
At least then you're paying for quality or something, or it has something to do. It has nothing to do with whether or not it was a good sandwich.
Oh, so it was like wrapped in gold leaf, because I know that ups the price.
Nope, that's a good guess, because that would have really nothing to do with the actual sandwich.
Right.
It's worse than that. It's dumber than that. I will say this: the reason why it sold for $28,000 has nothing to do with added actual value to it. It is only perceived. What's the word I'm looking for? Like perceived value, not even perceived value. I guess. Yeah, I guess like it's only what somebody wants.
Oh, Elvis Presley was going to eat it before they found him dead.
It's dumber than that.
Dumber than that. Okay.
That at least is memorabilia, but you're on the right track. Where that would be like a perceived value. That would be like a personal value. Rather, or a sentimental value, I guess is the right word.
Yeah.
Instead of an actual value, it's worse than that.
I have no idea what it could be.
It has to do with. I'll give you another hint. It has to do with what it looked like after it was cooked.
It had a picture of Jesus on it.
Close, the Virgin Mary.
The Virgin Mary. Okay.
Now, now, do you understand why I said it was the dumbest thing?
That is. I mean.
Somebody paid 20. Here's the other thing about that too. Let's say it is a miracle.
Okay.
I mean, that's a conflict. Like, should you be paying money for a miracle? That sounds insane, right? Wasn't there a whole chapter about Elijah and his like Padawan or what they weren't? Elisha, not Elijah, Elisha. You know how there's like two of them, they have the similar name?
Right, yeah.
Elisha had this Padawan this not assistant. I don't know what they called him. Like not a servant. Like he was like an apprentice or something.
A lackey.
Yeah, he was like he would help him do stuff. Well, he would perform miracles he was a prophet, and he would perform miracles and stuff. And the king, that's the story of the king who had the leprosy, and he was told to go wash in the River Jordan, and then he would wash 7 times, and the leprosy would go away, and it worked. He was the miracle, and he came to Elisha, and he's like, "Hey, you performed this miracle. I'd like to pay you." And he says, "No, the miracle was God's miracle. You can't pay for a miracle. That would go against God to pay for the miracle. We do this for the glory of God, not for money." And he's like, "All right, great. That sounds great. It saved me a lot of money today." So he goes home, and then his assistant or his Padawan or whatever goes and sneaks off and goes back to the king, and he's like, "Hey, we had a change of heart. We want the money," turns out. And he's like, "Oh, okay, sure." So he gives him the money, and then he takes the money and tries to hide it. And Elisha, because he's a prophet, he knows. He's like, "You took the money from the king. That is against God's will, or that's against why we do this. You now have inherited his leprosy because of this sin against God to get money for the miracles of God."
Dagnabbit, leprosy.
I would say paying $28,000 for grilled cheese with the image of the Virgin Mary falls under that, if it were an actual miracle, which I hesitate to say that it was an actual miracle.
Right.
If you think paying $28,000 for a piece of grilled cheese that has the picture of the Virgin Mary grilled into it is worth $28,000, I would say you are a dumb person.
Right. Well, unless like you've prayed and you're like, "Hey, I really need $27,999, and if I don't get it, it's going to end my life and my career and my marriage." And then the next thing you know, you've got a sandwich that looks like the Virgin Mary right in front of you, and something says, "Hey, sell me."
I don't know about that. I'd say I'm gonna say no to that. I think that goes against that lesson that Elijah was trying to talk. Like, let's say, because you're selling a miracle, then like you're selling. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's crazy to me.
I would like to point out, I would never spend money on a sandwich for what it looks like.
Yes.
If it's done, if I'm not going to eat it.
Right.
If I see a good-looking sandwich that I can eat, yes, I'm probably going to pay $10 for it.
Now, if I were to buy, here's the problem with buying food: it is completely perishable.
Yeah.
So either you have to alter it in some way for it to not be perishable, or you have to allow it to perish. Like it's not going to, like, I don't know what they did with that bread after that. Like it's going to, right? I mean, I guess you could like dip it in epoxy or something to try to keep it from deteriorating, but that's just crazy to me.
And I'm curious how long it took from the time the bread was cooked,
right,
to delivery.
And also, why would you ever think it's not a hoax? In what world is it not? How easy do you think it is to grill a picture? That seems like it would be easy to do. I feel like I could do it right now with the supplies we have here. I could probably grill a picture into bread.
I know I've made pancakes with pictures on them.
Yeah, that's crazy. This is whoever bought this, unless, I mean, they give me no information besides that it was made. So like, unless like, the only way this is not a dumb person, the only way this is not the dumbest person I've ever heard of, is if that whoever sold that grilled cheese like was dying of cancer, or their child was dying of cancer, and this person who paid the $28,000 was saving a little kid's life and paying for their cancer treatment. That's the only way this doesn't seem stupid to me.
Right. And they structured it like that for tax purposes.
Yes, right, yes. Or something. Like there's some sort of reason why they acted like they were buying it. Like the only way that this is not stupid is if there's something else more important going on here. And but if somebody truly bought a grilled cheese sandwich with an image of the Virgin Mary grilled onto it, and paid $28,000 for that specifically, and that's the only reason they pay $28,000 for it, then that's dumber than the man who locked himself in a Walgreens at Walmart and after pooping for 9 hours. Do you remember that story?
Vaguely.
That was a Florida man story.
Vaguely, yeah. They all run together at this point in Florida.
That's what he said. That's why he was in the bathroom for 9 hours. Yeah, that's insane to me. Perfect temperature for a grilled cheese is 130 degrees Fahrenheit to 150 degrees Fahrenheit.
It seems like a broad range.
Yeah, that does seem like a range. Let's see. It's always celebrated on the 12th. Okay. So that's all the facts I have about grilled cheese. Do you have anything you want to add to? Oh, do you have a grilled cheese restaurant that you've ever been to?
A grilled cheese. I've gone to a couple food trucks.
Can I eat this?
Yeah, have at it. And there's I know a grilled cheese food truck / restaurant here in Jacksonville, the Happy Grilled Cheese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good. But I know that place. I've been there, but I don't have a place that I go to all the time.
Here's the thing about grilled cheese restaurants: is most of the time they can't stick to grilled cheese. They end up putting meat in it or whatever, and then it's not really a grilled cheese anymore. It might be delicious,
Right?
but it's not really a grilled cheese anymore. Like doesn't okay. So I said if you add a garnish, it's still grilled cheese. What about bacon?
So I don't. Bacon usually is not a garnish. That's the thing.
Think of it like this. You take a hamburger and you add bacon to it. It's a hamburger with bacon.
Right.
You take a grilled cheese and add bacon to it. Is it a grilled cheese with bacon?
I think it is no longer a grilled cheese with bacon. It's a bacon sandwich that has been grilled.
I would tend to agree. I would say it probably is no longer a grilled cheese. I think anytime you add
another protein,
yeah, that's a good way to put it. You add another protein to it, and I think it's not a grilled cheese anymore.
Right. Now, I think it is possible to have bacon on there, like a bacon jam or something like that,
Okay.
where you're not
Or you're adding like a sauce or some sort of that's
right,
interesting.
That has bacon infused.
I could see that. I could see that. What about what's the best thing to dip a grilled cheese into?
Soup.
Yeah, it's got to be soup.
Absolutely.
Tomato soup, in my opinion.
Tomato soup is my absolute favorite with grilled cheese. However, most soups are good.
Yeah, grilled cheese is soup and grilled cheese, they go together.
Yeah.
They're great. And with the Italian, my favorite thing for as far as soup is I like to make a tomato soup that's kind of an Italian tomato soup where it's chunkier, it's like
Right, yep.
it's more like what you put on spaghetti, but it's still made a little more soupy.
Right.
But then, there's plenty of stuff to dip into and stuff. I like a good Italian tomato soup, chunky tomato soup with the Italian bread, with Parmesan in the tomato soup, all that. It's very good.
Oh yeah.
Very good soup. All right. There is a grilled cheese restaurant in St. Augustine. Zarbez, I want to say. Was that the name of it? I forget. I think it's called Zarbez. Very delicious. They would get a little fancy, though, and I think they'd go beyond the grilled cheese a little bit. You could get grilled cheese there.
Right.
But a lot of theirs had meat on it and stuff. Now, my favorite sandwich there had brie. It was brie and apples.
Yes, that is.
You ever had that?
Oh
my gosh,
that is so good.
And I think it had honey on it too. It was like brie and apples and honey
and
in a grilled cheese.
Probably on like a baguette or
it was on a nice it was something
sourdough
it was something good.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been sourdough.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like brie and sourdough go together.
Yeah, those are.
But it was very good. That was very good. You add apples. Is it still grilled cheese? I would say so. Right? No protein. Not a protein.
It's not a protein. It acts more as a garnish, as an accent flavor.
Yeah.
It's not taking over.
Yeah. It was good though. This sandwich was very good.
So good.
Brie and Granny Smith apples with
that's
with some honey on it. It was very good.
Like I know it's not grilled cheese related, but I've been like my big treat for the last week has been just a little bit of juice. And I have like organic Honeycrisp apple juice.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh!
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I don't think I've ever had that before. Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp apples are
So good.
of all of the mass market types of apples. Honeycrisp's got to be the best, right?
Honeycrisp
is so good.
or Fuji's.
Fuji's are good. Yeah. Fuji's are very good. I mean, and I'm not, you can go to a farmer's market and find some local apples that have their own names that are also very good.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Great apples. But yeah, Honeycrisp, of all the mass market ones, Honeycrisp is probably the best one. Fuji's very good too, but Honeycrisp probably on the top.
Yeah, but that little brie talk there that made me think about it. I'm like, oh, so good.
Why do apples and cheese go together so well?
Some people freak out about the apple pie with a little bit of cheddar served with it. That's a traditional thing, and that is
I like good. Apples and cheese. Apples, like give me a plate of cut up apples and some cheddar cubes. That's delicious.
Yeah, I believe that's like called a plowman's lunch in England.
What?
Yeah,
like the guy who runs the plow.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it called a plowman's lunch?
Because it's what they.
Is that what they used to serve the plowman?
Yeah,
I guess?
You'd have an apple and some cheese, maybe a roll. Yeah, that's about it.
All right, honey, I'd like a plowman's lunch.
I'm basing this off of having gone to some English themed restaurants,
and they call it a plowman's,
and they have that as like.
All right, I like. Lunch. Now I will say I am not a fan of. Now I might. It might be a troll, but I keep seeing these TikTok videos of terrible English food where they're like, this food, like so much so where it's like, if I ever go to England, I'm just not going to eat while I'm there because that looks disgusting. And it all looks bland and the colors are gross and all this. But then I was talking to somebody from England when I did the weekend at the Green Turtle. There was a whole group there from London.
Right.
And I was talking to him about it, and he was like, yeah, no, there's good food there. And I was like, but I was like, now we got to get a base here to find out if you know what good food is. And so we were talking about food, and I determined he did know what good food was.
Okay.
So they probably do have good food in England. But I will say things like shepherd's pie, that sounds delicious to me.
Oh, shepherd's pie is amazing.
I love a good shepherd's pie. The plowman's lunch. Yeah. All right. If I'm eating plowman's lunch and shepherd pie, then yeah, those are good English food. But what gets me is how bland some of this food is, where it's like, didn't you guys wasn't that your whole thing was to colonize the countries that give you spices? Like, shouldn't we, isn't this kind of an England thing? Shouldn't you guys have better food here? Like, why shouldn't everything be spicy in England based on how your outreach to the other countries?
You would hope so. Like I'd heard that when they were talking about like all the royal rules for like food and stuff like that a couple of years ago. But my wife had one of those things laying around, and I was kind of looking at it, and I didn't realize that they don't the royal family is has a strict no garlic rule, and part of that is based on garlic is not native to Britain.
To Britain.
And I didn't realize that. And I'm like, oh, that explains so much.
That explains the bland.
Yeah, that explains so much.
Beans on toast.
Yeah, beans on toast is fantastic. I've had it. It's good.
All right, I'll take your word for it. That sounds disgusting to me. It sounds like too much starch altogether. Do you know what I mean? It's just so much starch for breakfast.
Have you ever just had baked beans and a little piece of bread, and you're like, I'm gonna sop up the juice? That's basically what it is.
To me, baked beans. So I'm not a huge baked bean solo guy.
Okay.
To me, a good baked beans is gonna be with meat.
Yeah.
So if I get baked beans at a barbecue place, and most of the time the baked beans at a barbecue place is gonna have the leftover bacon in it or whatever anyway.
Right.
But if it doesn't, I'm mixing it in with the pulled pork. I'm eating the beans and the pulled pork together. To me, beans are better with the protein. Right. In my opinion, I used to make a baked bean breakfast, and I know there's huevos rancheros and stuff, which you can do with that's a Mexican dish with beans and eggs. But I like to make I do baked beans, eggs, and then like a barbecue sauce.
Oh, yeah.
That
That's
was
tasty.
I used to do that because there's a lot of protein in beans too.
Yep.
But it's also very starchy. But for a starchy food, it's got a lot of protein. So I used to do that when I was younger. When I was trying to work out a lot, I would eat eggs and beans and barbecue sauce for protein, and because it was delicious. And now I'm over 300 pounds, so I don't know if that was a good thing. All right, so that's kind of it for grilled cheese day. Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
No. I mean,
Go out and make a grilled cheese.
yeah. Well, actually, I did once watch somebody eat 17 grilled cheese sandwiches in a row.
That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
That sounds insane.
Absolutely was.
Hopefully, none of them had an image of the Virgin Mary on them.
As far as I know, just different kinds of cheeses.
17.
17.
That's a lot. I don't think I could eat 17 of anything.
Yeah, no, his name was Big Tony.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't know where he is.
I just assumed his name was Big Tony if he ate 17 grilled cheeses.
He's most likely dead or in
Dead
prison.
or in prison, probably.
Yeah, but
All right, let's talk about what we did last week. Let's see. What did we do last week? I went to the fair. Have you been to the fair yet?
I'm going this Sunday.
Yeah. We went to the fair on last Friday because it was like family day, so it was cheap to get in as a whole family.
Right.
It was delicious. That's the main reason I go to the fair. We saw Clint Black.
That's awesome.
Clint Black was at the fair. I love Clint Black. I don't know if you're a country music fan.
I like country music.
I like Clint Black is a legend. I think that was that era of country music. I really like that era of country music. It sounds like real country music. It sounds good.
Yes.
It doesn't sound like the garbage that's being released today. It doesn't sound like Morgan Wallen. You're not getting on board with me with this one?
No.
I hate Morgan Wallen so much.
Okay.
It's such fake country music. Like, okay, Clint Black, I have no idea if that guy was a real cowboy or if that guy was a real country boy.
Right.
But I don't know, he had a style that seemed authentic, you know?
Right.
But Morgan Wallen, I don't know, maybe Morgan Wallen, for all I know, grew up on a farm, raised cattle, whatever, fought in the Civil War. I don't know what makes you a cowboy, but for all I know, all of that is true about Morgan Wallen, but his music does not sound like it to me. His music sounds like pop music. It's just pop. It's just pop and R&B with a Southern accent. That's all it is, and it sounds terrible, and it's dumb. To me, good country music is supposed to be poetic. It's supposed to be about most of it should have a story to it, right? You should be telling a story with your. That was the point of country music. It's a relative of folk music. Folk music was supposed to tell a story or get an idea across. Like you were supposed to be, and just. I know Morgan Wallen is a huge fan of the show.
He's going to be very disappointed.
But I really hate that guy's music. I really do not like that guy's music.
All right. Yeah.
And I'm this close with Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll, I don't mind his. His is not as bad. I would not say Jelly Roll is strictly a country music. It doesn't feel like country to me, but I also don't dislike it.
He is very much a rap R&B guy that has Southern ties.
Yes, he's more. So I'm not mad at him at all. If you like Jelly Roll, that's good. Because there are Jelly Roll songs that I like about him, and I feel like Jelly Roll is more of an authentic person.
Right.
Like I feel like his persona is kind of who he is, and he I guess he kind of came up in a hard life and stuff like that. So that I don't mind Jelly Roll. He's kind of Adele for rednecks, but but that's fine. I like Adele. Adele's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just really don't like Morgan Wallen. I just don't.
All right.
I feel like his whole persona is pandering. You know what I mean? Like he's just putting on a. Are you a huge Morgan Wallen fan?
I mean, I like some of his songs. I don't think I'm a huge anybody fan, but I don't dislike him. So.
I mean, God's Country, it's such a pretentious, I just hate it. It's such a put on like it's so. Oh my gosh, it's so. You know what's funny is like people who listen to his music would probably be the same kind of people that would complain about elitism, right? But the song "God's Country" is just an elitist song. Like it's just, but it's the other side of the coin for elitism. It's like I don't know. It's a "I'm better than you" song, and I don't like it.
All right.
Anyway, grilled cheese day.
Yeah.
Grilled cheese.
Okay.
Don't listen to Morgan Wallen on grilled cheese day. I don't know. Whatever. That's fine. But Clint Black is awesome. I like Clint Black a lot. Really good music.
I'm a big fan of Clint Black.
And I don't know if you've been to have you seen a show at the fair?
The
stadium there's huge.
I've been in this. I've been in there not during a show though.
The fair stadium is huge.
Yeah, it's
very
fantastic.
well put together and everything. It seemed it's very very professional. The Clay County Fair is what we're talking about. I don't know if we said that at the beginning. We just said the fair.
Yeah. Clay County, Florida.
Clay County Fair. It's literally 2 miles from my house. But in my opinion, the best fair I've ever been to is the Clay County Fair.
It's
so
a blast.
The food is good.
I love the animals. The animals are
Animals are great.
It's seriously one of the best. And I've gone to state fairs that do not have as good of animal showing.
I think that might be true across the board. Like, I think the state fair is never quite as good as the rural county fair. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Or Clay County's rural enough, but also close enough to Jacksonville that it gets a lot of traffic.
Yep.
So, like, I feel like it's a good mix of the rural feel and the close to a city feel. But I feel like state fairs are a little less about the animals and the agriculture. I know that's just my experience. I've probably been to maybe 4 or 5 state fairs.
Oh, it's been a long time.
I would say the Clay County Fair is better than any of those fairs.
Yeah, I know I had gone to a fair. It was a long time ago. It was a state fair, and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I do like going. So my favorite is going at night to the fair because it's, you get all the lights and everything. But you do get overwhelmed after a while. After a while, you're like, okay, this is a bit much. We should
right. Yeah.
We should go. I've already had 16. I've already had 17 grilled cheeses. We should probably go.
Yeah.
No,
Hard limit 17.
No, my favorite food at the fair is the steak tips at the Clay County Fair. At least steak tips are good, and the donuts, the Amish donuts.
Those
are amazing.
Are good. Frog legs. We got.
Oh yeah,
those.
we talked about that before. The cheese fries are always a good choice.
Yep.
Just good food. So, but you're going Sunday?
We're going this Sunday.
Is that the last day?
The last day.
Oh boy, you're getting it under the wire.
We're getting in under the wire, and we've got a pancake breakfast at church that morning that I've got to get up and make pancakes for. So it's going to be
don't
a
stay
long
out
day.
too late.
It's going to be a long day.
All right. Well, before we go, we received our first email.
Ooh,
from a fan.
From a fan.
We have received our first email from a fan, and I'm going to read it to you guys today. It says, "Dear Mr. Nickel and Mr. Parker," very formal.
Very, very formal.
First, I was like, who's Mr. Parker? When I saw that, I was like, did he get the right podcast? Who's Mr. Parker? I don't think I've ever thought of you as Mr. Parker. Like, I don't think of you in terms of a last name. I don't think.
No, that makes me a little frightened.
Yeah.
To be honest with
Dear Mr. Nickel and Mr. Parker, you are hereby summoned to no.
Okay, I get it.
Turns out we're going to court. This is a cease and desist. No, no. This is a legitimate fan mail. Okay. Dear Mr. Nickel and Mr. Parker, just finished watching the taco episode, which I thought was quite all right, though the lost audio at the very end was a bit disappointing. Cute kids, though. I've now listened to the 2 most recent episodes and the You Go Girl one, and I watched the first 2 episodes. The first episode wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either. Now, just so you know, I took down to give you a little backstory. This person messaged me and said, "Where are the first 2 episodes?" Because he's been listening to the podcast, not watching it. I took down the first 2 episodes from like iTunes and everything because they were not very good.
Right.
We were just trying to figure things out, but I did not take them down from YouTube.
Right.
So you can still watch episode 1 and 2 on YouTube. It was Chocolate Milk Day and Taco Day.
Okay. Yep.
But I was not a fan of those, so I took them down from our list of episodes on the audio formats. I could have done without the Amber Alert. Oh, yeah. There's an Amber Alert. Was it the chocolate milk episode? Yeah. Anyway, my son Hiram says you should do an episode for National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. Which I looked it up.
Okay.
We typically release episodes on a Friday or Saturday, sometimes on a Thursday. It is a Friday this year, and it's in August.
And it's in August.
So we may do that.
I think that we have to do that.
Sneak some zucchini. It's national. National Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day.
I mean, because your neighbor's porch needs zucchini.
Needs some zucchini. He said he would be more than willing to guest star on the show for that day, offering his knowledgeable insight into this important holiday. And he's even willing to waive his usual podcast appearance fee. Keep up the good work. Your biggest fan, John. And then he did send a link for Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day.
Wow. Sneak some zucchini onto your neighbor's porch day.
So thank you, John Stallings, for messaging us or sending us an email for a fan mail. We will probably do Sneak Some Zucchini Onto Your Neighbor's Porch Day. I'm not gonna commit to anything because we could be in jail or dead by then.
So when you said John, I just be clear, this is not
my brother.
Your brother.
This is not my brother, and this is not my dad or my brother-in-law. No, I take it back. It is my brother-in-law, but it's my other brother-in-law.
All right.
It is my brother-in-law. It is somebody who's related to me.
I was gonna say this this is like a really weird.
So here's the thing: there are a lot of Johns in my family. So my dad's name is John. My brother's name is John. My sister married somebody named John, and my wife has a brother named John. So on all levels, there's Johns, and I have an uncle John, who's my mom's brother, has a brother named John. So. A lot of Johns.
My family is riddled with Larrys and Judys. Like we've got Larrys that have married Judys and Judys that have married Larrys, and it's on both sides. So it's I feel for you.
Larrys and Judys. That's weird.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Johns. There's not a lot of Josephs. As far as I know, there's me and one other Joseph in the whole family. I don't think there's a lot of Josephs. Now Lewis, my son is named Lewis, and his my grandpa was named Lewis. So that's like the only Lewises in our family. But that was our first fan mail. So we'll take and he was the one who gave us the advice or asked us if we wouldn't mind putting a little more effort into the show notes. So I will make an effort to make sure I have a link to the website that we use for our national days.
National days. Gotcha.
Anything else we mentioned recently that I should put in there? I think that was about the main thing.
No, maybe the recipe for the grilled cheese.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You got any shows coming up?
So on today is Saturday. Is that right? Or
today is Saturday, April 12th, yes.
Today is Saturday, April 12th. Tonight I will be at Veterans United Brewery.
Oh, nice.
With Johnny Mac.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot Johnny Mac's in town.
Yes.
I might stop by. I was supposed to be at the American Legion show, and it got canceled.
Oh, no.
Because they have gotten their third manager in 3 months. And it got shuffled and lost between the cracks, but Patrick assures me that they're going to work on getting a show back there, getting another show scheduled, and I'll be the first one to be asked. So hopefully I will be doing that show sometime, but maybe I'll stop by Veterans then, since I don't have a show.
Please do.
I haven't seen Johnny Mac maybe 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
I think I saw him at Jackie's once.
Okay. Yeah, I worked with him in December. He's a super nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah,
good comic. Guy. Yeah. So maybe I'll stop by. Other than that, I think I have. What am I doing? I'm doing Midnight Hour, April 26th. Oh, I did Midnight Hour last week. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
I did Midnight Hour. Now, have you been there when the drunk lady's there?
The drunk lady.
Have you heard about this drunk lady?
No.
I forget her name, but she is now become part of the show, apparently.
Okay.
Everybody just talks to her the entire show because there's no... Here's the thing.
Yeah.
when I heard about this, I was like, this is insane. Why don't we ban this woman from coming to shows? Because she won't shut up. But she's so funny. The things she says are so stupid and funny that we just make fun of her the entire time.
Okay.
And it was, and I was legitimately not, I started the show legitimately mad at this woman and mad at everybody at the show for allowing this woman to do her thing. And I probably should still be mad that that it's happening and that they're enabling her to let this happen. But it may have been the funniest thing that has ever happened with me on stage, was making fun of this woman. I spent I was headlining the show, so I did 20 minutes or whatever. It's not a long headlining set for that show because it's a showcase. I did maybe 20 minutes or something, maybe a little more. Could have been a little more. I can't remember. I spent probably 90% of my time making fun of this woman, and it was so funny. And they do record the shows there, by the way. So I'm trying to get a recording of that show to watch it to see if I want to see if it actually is funny or if it was just in the room funny. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
sometimes it's just in the room funny. But anyway, I'll be back there on April 26th with Mark Christopher. Mark Christopher will be closing that show. He's a very good friend of mine from South Florida. We are doing a private event earlier that day. So we're doing 2 shows in one day. So that should be a fun show. Other than that, you got any Comedy Zone shows coming up? I did mine last week.
The last Wednesday of this month.
Of April?
Of April. Whatever
29th, I want to say.
30th.
30th, April 30th.
April 30th.
So April 30th, go see him at the Comedy Zone.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Then that's it for me.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to Today Is. I'm Joey Nickel.
I'm Bobby Parker.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good one.